All right, day 14. Today's tip for yard work. I'm going to be quicker here today. It's still a little rainy and the bugs are here, but today's tip for yard work. If there's a spot that you keep having to tend to, for example, weed whack the same area, just when you weed whack it, just absolutely kill it in that area. So just get it down to the dirt. Buy yourself time. Just make it so that it's going to take as long as possible for it to grow. Don't just be a victim of the grass growing in a certain way. Wow, yeah, I got a lot of bugs landing on me, so let's go a little bit quicker today. Yesterday, one of the things I looked into, we just talked a little bit about dad stuff. Let's talk about mom stuff. The dad stuff that I looked into was more about what's hidden in the father is revealed in the son. So the idea that I've realized that I'm probably into things like gaming and things like that, partially because my inner child wants to be played with a bit, because my parents didn't really play with me, especially when I was older. They would kind of leave it up to my younger siblings and cousins and stuff like that. So there's a compensating part of that. Now, for mother stuff, I mentioned my mom was a little bit overly present. Well, she was a bit of the smothering mother type. And it's funny. I don't think I have, like I said, two ways that things are manifesting for me in adulthood. One I already realized, and one I didn't. One is whenever my wife does anything that could be remotely considered to be nagging, I really dislike that. I've realized this within the past 2 years. Dislike it disproportionately. And it's not, she's not bad with it. But my mom was quite the nagger, constantly. But it's also nagging well beyond what's reasonable. I'll just give an example. I remember my wife once noticed, I think we were around when we got married, so around 24, going back at my parents' house, and my mom is still reminding my 18-year-old sister to brush her teeth. So this is a little thing, but that gives an idea of what type of nagging was going on. And so when I get nagged, it's, I had more than my fill of nagging, so I really don't respond well to that. So that's one way it's affected me. But the other way is realize that I don't always feel as independent as I probably am. So, for example, I went from somewhat of a smothering mother type of household to just killing bugs everywhere. I met my wife when I was 20. Well, no, maybe even 19. And we started dating when I was 20. And, we were married by 24. And by the time I was 21, we were doing things, if we went on trips, we were going places together. And I would do things do things with my friends and stuff like that. But I feel there was never a part of my life where I was truly able to be independent so much as to shed the baggage of childhood. My mom made it a mission to never have her kids come home to an empty home. And we never came home to an empty home, even though that would have been nice once in a while. Not saying every time would have been nice, but some healthy distance could have been nice. So at times I feel a desire to be independent. I wonder how much that's also impacting my desire to do more than just be super dad with time and energy. But I don't know, I wonder if realizing that will reduce my desire to try and find make money while I'm sleeping. Maybe not, but apparently there are aspects of mother wounds that can lead you to also having obsessive attachments with things like hobbies. I don't know if that's necessarily manifested in me. It's funny because I actually think, despite my dad probably being more normal, my relationship with my dad's probably impacted my personality more than relationship with my mom has. But I do go through phases where I like get really into hobbies and stuff, but it kind of moves. It doesn't seem like it's a lack of attachment necessarily, but I don't know. Maybe it is to an extent. So, all right. I think that's probably good given the bug situation. I think that's day 14 in the books. I'm doing this for 2 weeks. What do you know?